Good evening, guys. SGT here with the silver update. I was listening to Jim Turk, and his message of messages is don't lose your position. Don't get shaken out of your position. This is where the really big money gets made, and he says silver could go to $30 within a matter of weeks. Now, I think that's an important message because one of the things I've been thinking about is this silver manipulation, the run on the LBMA, the COMEX House of Cards collapsing. You know, as this paper Ponzi is revealed, the moves that we could see in the precious metals and silver specifically are going to be historic moves. And the last thing that you want to do is try to time this market, because as I've seen some of these other good silver contributors on YouTube say, is that we've been trained to try to sell the high and then rebuy in $1 or $2 lower, because inevitably we get slammed down by the big banks. Well, the big banks are losing this battle. The big banks are losing their upper hand. The big banks are losing their power. The big banks are on the edge of complete catastrophe. And it's those of us who hold physical, it's those of us that hold our position and continue to hold it, that will benefit and will reap the rewards, whether that reward is $936 an ounce in silver or $50 in silver. There are big rewards coming for those who hang on. So hang on to your silver at all costs. Now, the other thing I wanted to talk about is this epic event that the Webbot guys, Cliff High and George Ure, have been predicting for November 8th through the 11th. Now that's just right around the corner. And if you take a look at what happened to the dollar after the Fed opened its mouth the other day and the FOMC announced specifically, and I quote, "We're prepared to provide additional monetary accommodation through unconventional measures if necessary." Now look at this chart of the dollar. The dollar plummeted through support. If the dollar passes through 80, if the dollar plummets below 80, you know, all bets are off. And everywhere we turn, we see problems internationally, domestically. It's a non-stop list of very scary problems. And now we see this paper shakeout, this paper Ponzi, the banks at risk of being discovered. In fact, the banks are being discovered. They can't hide it anymore. The secret's out. There's a run on the LBMA. Now, according to Jim Willey, his sources are telling him that there are deep-pocketed billionaires that are targeting the LBMA, and they're targeting physical delivery, and they're going to keep pouncing every 10 to 12 days, and they are going to drag the bankers out. They are going to not stop until the bankers, quote, have their balls cut off. The bottom line is, don't lose your position. There will be nothing more emotionally devastating than letting your position go early because you made 25%, because you made 50%, because you doubled your money. Let me tell you, the big money is yet to come, because things are getting worse. Fiscally, things are getting worse. In the terms of money printing, things are getting worse. I'll leave you with this. For those of us who are paying attention, we live in some of the most exciting, tumultuous times in the history of the world. Those of us who are informed and those of us who are awake are much better off than the sheeple who still have no clue. God bless and thanks for watching. Good night.